Hey guys, I today am going to be doing something kind of interesting, or at least hopefully it's interesting. Um, I'm going to be talking about 10 things you probably most likely don't know about me, and my life and situations and stuff. So, like 10 things you don't know about me or my life. Um, and the first few, just a warning, the first few are actually just like basic mundane light stuff. But then it gets to a point where things get a little deeper and more controversial and disturbing. So if you don't want to stay for that part, I understand. But this is just things that I want to get out there because I needed to make a video, and two, I just I don't really like hiding my life. I want people to hear kind of a bit about who I am and what I've gone through, so they won't feel like they're the only ones if some of this has like happened to them as well. Um, but I know no one actually watches my videos anyway, but still, I just wanted to put that out there. So I will let you guys know when the list gets to kind of a more dark place. Okay, so let's get started. Um, First thing, I'm an Aquarius, and I honestly really believe in like all of what the zodiac signs say, like how like each zodiac can match up to a type of personality. And I honest to God, believe it because I like when I like read things about like zodiac signs and stuff, I can pinpoint all the personality traits in people I actually know. It's just something I believe. I know a lot of people don't believe in like astrology or that kind of stuff, but I do. Um, Next one, I am goth because partially due to my brother actually. Because when I was really young, my siblings were a lot older than me. They were both in their teens, and my sister, like my sister, like me and my sister have a great relationship now. But when I was young, she didn't really want me to be around her. She just wanted her space. So that kind of left me hanging out with my brother and his friends. And all of his friends were like the whole um like early 2000s, right coming out of the 90s, like stompy boot, weird haircut, industrial goths. And they would like sit around listening to Skinny Puppy and doing God knows what else. Um, and I would hang out with them because I would get bored. So I saw what they were doing and I liked it. And that's kind of like the story of how I became goth. Next thing on the list, I'm a writer. Um, I write all sorts of things. I write songs. I write poetry. I write stories. I'm actually working on several stories right now that if I ever get around to finishing them, I'd like to get them published someday. Because also, I write things, but it comes to me in a weird way. Like when I'm writing stories, I can imagine what they would be like if they were adapted into a television show and like what the actors would be doing and stuff. My mind's weird. That's just weird. Okay. Next thing on the list, um, I am a pescatarian, which means that like the only like animal I'll eat is fish. I don't eat any like land animals like cows or pigs or chickens or anything. I only eat fish. Um oh god, I just realized how fucked up I am. I just said I only eat fish as I was pointing to my fish's fish tank. Like, oh god, I fucked up. I would never eat my fish. Like, my fish is my friend. Okay. Um, this one's like slightly controversial, but it's not like disturbing or bad. Um, it's just you know, there's controversy around this topic. So the next one, when I was really young, I think I was like 7. I was actually in the gay pride parade on the back of my motorcycle because my mom was part of Dykes on Bikes, and she wanted to include me. And it was actually really cute because like we both, and this is gonna sound a little weird, but we both dressed like rats because she had a rat bike, so we were rats on a rat bike, and it was like freaking adorable. It was like the coolest thing ever. So yeah, I was in the gay pride parade, or the San Diego gay pride parade when I was like really young. Next one. This is where things start getting more controversial. So if that's disturbing for you, if you don't like controversial subjects, matter shit, I would suggest that you leave. Sorry that my camera's still wobbly, by the way. It's on my lap right now, and it's like, yeah. But the next one is so just again another warning. This is where the list starts getting more weird. So the next one is I was never diagnosed or hospitalized. I used to struggle with eating. Like I had like a food thing, and every once in a while, like it's still like the thoughts and feelings still come back, and like it's kind of I hate using this word, but sometimes there's like environmental like triggers that like just make me want to fall back into that, but I'm not going to. But I used to struggle with eating and stuff. Like I went through like bottles of diet pills, and I would eat like literally nothing or like 2 things a day. And I actually did lose quite a bit of weight because I'm not overweight right now. Like I'm a perfectly average weight for my height. Um, but I like when I was like not eating properly, like when I would lay on the ground, or lay down at all, my stomach would just like cave in. So yeah. And the next one, okay, there's also like controversy, a lot of controversy surrounding this, and people are gonna try and tell me I'm wrong. Also, if I get any shit comments like on this video, most likely they'll be blocked by me because I don't need any bullshit for the things I'm going to say. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but I don't need to see any bullshit. So if anyone comments any bullshit, I'm just gonna block you. But this next thing, there's a lot of controversy around it, but I was partially raised to feel like there shouldn't be any controversy around it. It's just the way I am. I'm actually I'm technically polyamorous. Like that used to get me in a lot of trouble when I was younger because like it was like a tug of war between partners. But I am polyamorous. That's just how my brain is wired, and doesn't mean that I'm gonna cheat on people. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. It's just that's just how my brain is wired, and yeah. But there's that. I can talk about that more in another video. The next one is I actually was having a lot of trouble in my regular high school. I went to like regular high school, and I was in a program for kids that kind of like struggle with being in the outside worldness. But even though I was in this program for people like like me, I was still struggling a lot, and I was having like a lot of like emotional baggage bullshit. And I was just causing like havoc at the school. So I was like bullying people and just being a total asshole. So I was actually sent to a school which was kind of like a mini prison. I mean, there were like barbed wire chain link fences surrounding the perimeter of the school. And if you left, like at most schools, if you leave, you're just gone and you don't get a credit for that day. Um, but at this school, if you leave, if you like just try and skip class and just leave, you will have the police called on you. This school was just like really rough. Like most of the kids were way worse off than I were. I mean, bad home lives, bad living situations, gang shit. Yes, there were like 3 separate gangs that were part of the community place where the school was. Um, and like there were gang members at the school. And it was like a mini prison, but it was, in a way, it was fun. I think the most frustrating thing is you weren't allowed to touch anybody, like, at all. You weren't allowed to even hug people. And I used to get away with that, though. Like, I would pretty much just hug whoever I wanted and make sure no staff was looking. But it was actually a really interesting school because they had this point system where if you do real well, you go higher up and higher and higher and higher on the point system. And each level, I think there's like and there was like bronze, silver, gold, and VIP or something. So I was since there, I mean, it was really easy. All you had to do was behave. Like they would give you these tickets at the end of class, and I think you could use them to buy things, and then they would like like once a week they would show you where your status was, and VIPs, what I mean, each level had different. I know I'm staying stuck on this whole school thing, but it was actually really cool. Um, each level of like people had their own privileges, and the higher up you were, the more privileges you had. And VIP people actually could, I think during lunch and during the last period, they had the choice of skipping their final period to go to this VIP lounge, which had like video games and board games and like television and a bunch of couches, and you could just hang out in there, and it was really fun. And I was on VIP a lot because I was a good kid. I was actually one of the less problematic people at the school. But okay, next one. I digressed there for a bit, but next one. This one's actually really weird, and it's just a really weird story. I mean, one time when I was younger, and I was still living at my stepmom's house, we had roommates, and we had this one roommate who was really kind of just problematic, so I think we had to ask her to leave, or she left on her own, I don't know, but we got a new roommate, but our old roommate did not inform any of her friends that she didn't live there anymore. So one night, I was lying in bed and I got up, or I heard screaming. Well, not screaming, like terrifying screaming, but just like yelling. And they were yelling up the stairs of the house like it was some guy. Because I had gotten out of bed to use the restroom, and I saw this guy just yelling upstairs to like, I guess our new our new roommate, but he didn't know that we had a new roommate and that it wasn't his old friend. But he was yelling like for her, and I was just like, okay, this guy's bonkers. I don't know. So I went back into bed, but he noticed me, and he actually came in. He was really, really drunk. Like, I could tell he was super duper drunk. And he actually, like, got on top of me and tried to kiss me. And I was like, I don't know you. And he kept kind of persisting. And I was like, dude, get off. You know, I pushed him. And fortunately, by the mercy of whoever the fuck, he left. He was like, okay, I'm sorry. And he left. Because that could have gone a totally different direction, but he actually left. But as soon as he left, the first thing I did was I woke up my stepmom and we called the police. Okay, the very last thing I want to talk about is something I've never talked about on YouTube. It's something I rarely talk about to anybody because I'm really emotional about it, and like I've never stopped being emotional about it. But this was just like a hard circumstance in my life. And once again, I don't want any fucking hate comments from anyone. I will delete that shit. And if you have your own opinions, keep them to yourself or go fuck off somewhere else. But I actually, at one point, and I cannot believe I'm actually saying this on YouTube, since I never talked about it to anyone, but actually at one point, I was pregnant. And it was actually kind of more recent. It was last year. And I made videos while I was pregnant. But I never talked about it. I never said, hey guys, I'm pregnant and I hate my life and I have no idea what I'm gonna fucking do. I didn't need that shit back then. I didn't need blowback from YouTube. I didn't want to talk about it, and I didn't really want anyone to know. But now it's been about a year, and I'm okay with talking about it. It's still something that's really hard for me to talk about, but it was just a situation, and it was just something that happened to me, and it's something I don't like remembering. But yeah, it's just part of my life. I was pregnant, and this is the part that I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of shit on, and this is the reason that I'm probably going to have to block like every fucking person who watches this. I did not stay pregnant, and I did not stay pregnant because I did not want to be pregnant, but just so you know, it was like a really hard decision to make. I wasn't just like, oh, well, this is a quick fix. I actually like tore myself up trying to decide what I was gonna do. It was really that fucking hard. Like I was like tearing myself up, just trying to figure out what I was gonna do. But yeah, that's that. But that's my whole list, and I left this like scariest one for last. So yeah, that's my video, and now you know these 10 things about me that you didn't know previously. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!